Today we're going to be talking about variables, data types, casting, basic typing, and ints. Now, let's dive in. A variable is a name location in memory used to store a value. What would they mean by that? See what they are talking about. And for instance, what is that? Our something. So now we can now have a Python. If I say X is a variable. Y is a variable. Any alphabet or any combination of alphabet, you can just okay, X equal to 45, Y equals to what? 98. Result equals X minus Y. Z equals results multiplied by Y multiplied by X times X multiplied by X times Y. Understand? What do we, where am I going? What do I want to achieve? Variable enable us to apply the law of reusability, right? You can reuse a single instance. Like this now, we have X is 45 here. Y is still what? 98. Now, we now subtract both X from Y. We now multiply the result of the subtraction and still store them in Z. Then we can now say, okay, maybe Q equals what? Z divided by Y, the modulus of 2. Understand? Now, what will be my Z? Point, print maybe Z value. Z equals, for instance, you can use semicolon in case you want to have multiple statements together. Understand? Print Q equals can you see? Semicolon is still allowed in Python. Don't just think it's only in C. Because in case you want to end a statement, you make it with that semicolon. Understand? Maybe you just want to just do, I don't want, because if I click enter, right, it's going to display the result for me. But I don't want it to display the result that same way. That's the reason why. Why are we having minus here? We said earlier 45 minus 98. What are we going to get? Multiply. Any negative multiplied by any value is going to give you negative. Understand? We get this. Right? Then our Q 1.0. Why is Q 1.0? Are you telling me the Z value of this? Because the reason is, why do we need this one here? It's not find the Y%, it's different. This variable is termed modulus in programming. In any programming language I've been seeing it, either in Java, in Rust, anywhere, it's used to represent modulus. What do you mean by modulus? It's being used for what? To remainder. Okay, so 3 divided by 2 is 1. Remainder what? Remainder 2 or remainder 1. That is the remainder. For instance, you say, okay, 3 divided by 5 divided by 3 or 5 divided by 7. That is 2. Oh, sorry, 7 divided by 3. That is 2, remainder 1. So our remainder will be 1. Let's start. Then let's continue with the slide. That's a variable here. A variable can be anything. It can be your first name, last name. But mind you, a variable will not be separated with the what? Space. You can't just say, let's come back again. You can't just come in and say, okay, first name is Frederick. And look at this. There's going to be error because you're already given a space here, right? Going for it now. Then you can okay. Well, instead of that, you can say, wait, first name. You can use this thing like this. You can use it with this is called a camel case. You know, a camel, the back of a camel is up and down. So then you can use a first name equals this way, like for 45. So first name equals Newton. This one will go fine. Unlike space that we have here. But you can also do something like this: first name underscore name equals what? Maybe liar, for instance. Still work fine. Can you say first name? It will tell you the result. Can you show me the result here back now? Then you can also still say, but it's not advised for you to use 0 to start. You can say, okay, 0, 0 liar is equal to what? 0 name, maybe 0, you want to get the name of that person, equals to what? Equal to what? Maybe can you see? You don't use 0 to start a number or to name. You don't use 0 to start. Probably you can even use underscore to start it. It will work. Name. Sometimes in Golang, you are using underscore to start a programming language. It means that you're talking about private variables. So, but in Python, it's just the same. Understand? Then you have this way. Maybe first name, Festus. And you see, you can still get it back. You get the name of the Festus back. Then you can even have them in a single line, like what we did here the other time. Where is it? First name, last name. And just okay, first name, last name, equals to what? Newton person. Can you see something? What is the magic here? The first value here goes to Newton. The last value here goes to Racine. So just the same way you arrange them. So we're like, okay, let me print first name. Remember, the first name of this one has override the one you have here. Let me just print the last name so that you will know what I'm talking about. Last name. Can you see I got Racine here? Understand? So these are just variables. This one are variables, variables, variable. But if you are coming from a compiled type programming, you are too used to be writing type, maybe like string, because these names are string. So you can also do the same thing also in Python in case you want to do that. Just like age. You can say okay, age is equal to what? 24. For instance, if you are 23 years of age, it will work. But in case you are coming from a type, you can just int this, and it still work. Age. And you see, still work for you as well. If for string, you can just maybe a name. Can just say name. Still equals what? Um, maybe I'm just going to somewhere. This is Samuel name, right? You can just still use the same name here. It still works. These are called variables. So I think you understand, right? Any question there before I move? Don't worry, I'm going to send the video to you. Understand? Someone said that I think I need to tell. You have to be practicing it as I'm doing it, right? I'm also going to send the slides to you as well. Understand? Any question, please? Hello? Nobody is there? Okay, no question. All right. Hope you got what I'm trying to do here. Just I'm explaining that is the beauty. If you know the basis, if anything is just manipulating later, it won't be very difficult for you. But if you don't understand the basis, there's going to be a problem. And a variable is a name location in the memory used to store a variable Python. It used to store a memory location that store the value. So Python is a dynamic type. You do not declare a type before the assignment, but you see that I declare a type before it. Like instant, this is what they mean here. Age equals 30. But the other time, I make it to know that you can still make it as type now, and that is this. This is the type I put int here in front of int age in string. But you can just, this is dynamic type programming. You don't need to, you don't just need to disturb yourself about that, about the type, putting type in front of it. But in case you are dealing with money, I beg you to do that. In case you are working with a payment system, you are developing a payment system or something, at least I will advise, very strongly advise you to use the type. You have to put float or to use double in case you are dealing with money. The float and double, you can see them. In case you want to say salary, for instance, you can take salary here. Salary, double, floats, can you see? Float maybe 87 million something. Oh, sorry, I'm using my select keyboard. That is salary, float equals to be 67,890. 890. That's 0.00. The floating point. So salary, just okay, salary. Can you see? Get the value here. So then let's case sensitive age 12 years of second year. Can you see invalid start with a digit number? So we have tried that. You can also assign multiple variable. If you have seen it, multiple variables, you can see it here the other time I show you as well. Swapping values as well. You can also demonstrate this example. Write a single line of code that assign 10, 20, and 30 to PQ something. You can just try those assignments yourself, a task yourself, and so I don't want to keep you too much long. I think let's see how it's going to go. You also have, let's see the data types. What are data types? We know that every variables we make use of has its own types. Names, you can't be very clear your name is 12,700. No. But when Python does not have that kind of type annotation, it has, but if it's not being used by default. So the value you put in, you assign, determine the kind of type that, it determines the kind of type that's going to be what? Mapped with the variable. For instance now, like the other variable I showed us the other time, yes, age here. That means by default, the type of this is int. Salary, I don't even put it here for instance, x is equal to 45. The type of this is 45, right? My name is first name, for instance, maybe Newton, for instance. My name is string. String, it takes combination of characters. It can even take number additions and takes other special characters alongside with it. Then we also have a sequence. We have list, tuple, range. So this enables us. We're going to talk much about these things. I don't want to bore you much with more problems to mapping as well for dictionary, maybe for key value map, key value pair, in case you want to have like your password. Majority of all you make use of dictionary, you don't know. For instance, you want to log into your what maybe for instance, you want to log into maybe to your account, maybe the key is the username and the value is the password. So we have the key value pair. So then we have sets. Sets, maybe for instance, you want to use sets. It's just like a list as well. Folding set that takes, but it does not allow duplicate, just like our mathematical sets, some numbers. So you also have none, non type, none. Sometimes in other program again you see null, null, L-U-L, null. Now you see numeric type, you can see taking complex imaginary numbers. Understand? I take it with J here. Oh, this is imaginary number. That's value here. We also have taken value here. This is what? This is a decimal number. So by default, it's taking a floating point decimal number, this decimal point. And then we have in case you want to know which type is this. For instance, you can also write a command there and that said, okay, which type of, it's a function, but we want to know the type of salary, for instance. And you see, it said it's tuple because it has broken it down to this, right? But let's take this sum of name. It's a string. A string. That means that tuple means it can be changed, but I can still access the values by number, by it has split them into indices for me. For this one, it's going to be int, type of age. Type of age is int. Okay, let's we also have type to return the type that we're talking about. Then we also have strings here to print. We also concatenation here. Concatenation means joining more than one string together. You can join your string, for instance, your first name and your last name. For instance, we have maybe full name. You create a variable called full name. Sorry, the keyboard is misbehaving. Oh, sorry. Oh, so maybe I will increase the RAM for this system tomorrow. The virtual machine. Next class, task manager and partial. String concatenation. Let me open. Let me come back here. For instance, let me use the one on my Linux machine. Okay, it's coming up. Now we have Python, then we have first name, Newton, last name, liar. So we have then we have full name here. Because what first name plus, let's give space, last name, full name. I see. It's called concatenations. He has concatenated the something for me here. Let me just shut down this server here and reboot the virtual machine. case. Okay. My slide here. So we have calculation, repetition here, because we just want to have multiplied by 2. Also want to calculate the length here. LEN makes you to calculate the number of characters there. You calculate the character based on the number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to have the space, a special character there printed alongside with it. So we also have dot lower in case you have capital letter that want to make it a lower or upper. You can also put upper here in case you have a lower test, you want to turn into upper test. So only two values, true and false. So you can just practice this. I'm going to send the slide alongside with what we have done today to check a type is passed, boolean false. You can also apply true, false to it as submitted, not submitted. So we have list of we also have list here. Maybe some are mutable, some are immutable. List is a series, just a list of items. For instance, you went to market, so you went to market some times ago and you bought some things alongside and you a set of oranges. So the basket contains like a basket. List is also like a basket. You can take in there, you can take out from there. Understand? So you can replace some things in those by something. But unlike tuple is immutable, right? It's immutable, so you cannot change it. Once yours is declared, right? Even at one time, you cannot change it. You use tuple. You use this cover parenthesis to for tuple, and we use square something to for list. List can be updated, can be concatenated. We can extend it. You can join multiple lists together by this. You can append other things on the run, but in on for I can access each of the elements. I see 85, 90, 78, 90 here, right? Means if we put this inside a set, only it's going to what? It's going to remain. It's only going to remain. What is it called? Uh, I mean, it's only going to remain 190. All the duplicates have been removed. Understand? So how many elements do we have in this list? We have 0, 1, 2, 3. It starts from index. Index 0, index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. To address 90, you put what? This index 90, right? So, but to address this, you can also use -1. Maybe for instance, I score or the scores in the angle bracket -1 is going to give it to you. For instance, maybe for instance, you have something like this. Maybe scores. "46, 78, 89, 90, maybe 56. Then scores. I mean, what's the length of this? Let's find the length of scores. Total length of this scores list is let me say 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements. But we cannot just put say, okay, print the one of 5 for me. Scores of 0 is what? Is 46. This is we use index to address them, or every element in the list. Then we also have what? For index 4. Index 4 is what? 56. There's 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4. You can also address it from the back. You can also address from the back here. If you are addressing from the back, you start from -1, -2, -3, -4. If you put -4 here, you get 78. You can see. So these are the you can also address the element you can append to it. You can also say scores dot append maybe 98, for instance. Then we have how many length now? Length of scores. We have 6 instead of 5 before. Now 6 has been added to that list of items. Then to address it, scores of 5, because it's going to be 90, because this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 we have added of 98. Then we should have 98 there. Can you see? So it's working now. Then let's move to the next slide. So we have a dictionary as well. Can you see? These are key is the value. The name is this. Level. Which level are you? Children level. Department is CPE, Computer Engineering Department. Understand? So you can also print it with key. You address it with key value pair. You address them just the same way with the list as well. We're also going to use this thing a lot in our examples as well. I want to practice it. We're going to still going to use dictionary a lot, list a lot as well. You can also get the type of list. You can also use type for any of the variables. It will tell you the type casting as well. What do you mean by typecasting? For instance, if you have a score called this, maybe for instance, maybe you have a score, maybe you can also have a list of score, maybe result is equal to what? 56.89. This is a floating number, for instance. Type of result. What do we get? It's a float, but we want to cast it. Understand? As the one say, sorry, we want to cast it to integer value or to any of the results that we want. Can we use automatic casting, or we use what is it called? You can put int in front of it, or to string int in front of it, then you put the value you want to put there. Let's try to see what we're talking about here. It's just like a function, maybe new result equals to int results. You know, this one is floating point before. So now let's cast it now. New, what is the value of new result? Let's see. Can you see 56? It has truncated everything from the decimal. And let's check the type. Type new result. Can you see? It's now int, no longer float. Understand? Now let's the same thing. You can also apply the same thing. You can cast them to list. You can convert tuple to list and everything. So you can also user input. You use input to get information from the user. For instance, you can use input statement command. I can just say, for instance, just okay, input. Don't worry, it's going to get environment. We're going to be using IDE, so it's going to be it looks better in that environment. So we have an ID for instance x is equal to what? Input enter a number. Right. So, oh, I did not open one. I open one quote. I did not close the other one. Can you see? It said enter a number now. Yes. Yes. Enter a number. Enter a number. That, for instance, 67. Can you see? X is not 67. X multiply by 78. But for instance, let's just first cast our x. Let's go to what? Int of x multiply by 78. X. Can you see? So you see seeing it. What happened here is that you see seeing this thing as string. Understand? So if that multiplies 67 in 67 times, 78 times. So we have 67 in 78 times here. But here now we are not converted to string. Anything you are getting from input, you have to convert to the actual type of the convert to actual type. Then we have you can also go through this. You can also go through the exercises here as well. So in case of anything, you let me know, please. So you also have a prep for TA of type ints and available from Python 3.5 plus upward. It annotated the expected data type of variable function parameter. We're going to talk about functions, parameters, arguments later in the futures. So they are optional and enforced at runtime. Don't worry, don't bother yourself about this as well. It's a type of ints. You can also give it an int, and just don't worry about this function ints. So now, you can also add a function here. You guys add the correct. You can also do this, carry this thing out here, and carry out the assignment here and do that your own self. Let's some things we can take away from this left slide. We also have Python variables. We have know what Python variables are. We also have some conversion from int, float, string, boolean lists, tuple, dictionary, set, not type as well. We also have type casting, convert between types, implicit, automatic, explicit, string, float, and types of ints. Understand? You see this. And also, you can also go through these topics and do it yourself, or these questions yourself, and solve the problems. So, I just want to wish you well, and I think any questions? Any questions? I'm just going to send the video personally to other people as well. Um, Hello. I'm not hearing you. It's all right. All right. Thank you very much for the accolades. Thank you for the thanks for the appreciation. Thank you so much. The class is really an eye opening. Thank you, sir. All right. So by tomorrow, we want to see how we want to go deep because I don't want to just take us on abstract level. Let's see what we can do with Python. Let's see some hand on deck. Then by tomorrow, we should be moving from away from terminal. No, we won't be using this terminal tomorrow. We won't be using this one. Understand? So we're going to be making use of IDE. Either we're using PyCharm or we're using VS Code. Understand? You can install PyCharm, but sometimes PyCharm can make you lazy. So there's some things but it will help you more if you are building a big project, developing a big project as well. I'm going to show you as well on how those things can be used as well. So thank you very much. So I also communicate with you online today as well. So all the video will be recorded and will be sent to you if you have redeemed your homage, right? So, and as well, and the other things we need to discuss, tackle problems, solving problems. So I'm going to send the slide also on the platform as well. You can go through the slide. So I'm going to send to you. I'm going to send the slide personally as well. Maybe I'm going to send the slide and the video to you, Estan. That will be the individual interaction personal. Because you can you can go and share the slide anywhere. So it took me some time to prepare the slide. So don't worry. Um, any other questions before? Any questions? So if you want us to go for a place, just please make your payment and everything. So I'm going to send account number to the group as well to make the payment. And it will encourage just to make. I know that if you don't pay, you will be serious. Understand? So that's the reason why that's the major thing about this. So to pay, when you pay, you get. I will send every thing to you. I will. Oh, you are here for business. Understand? Thank you very much. If there's no other questions, so we meet tomorrow. Bye bye.